I'm your host with the most, Lookum 23. You're joining me for Choices, the Stories You Play weekly recap. Let's go ahead and dive right in to high school story. Who sent the note? Let's just say for a moment we actually believe Kara and Max and that they didn't send it. Who else in the group of either Hearst or, yes, Barry High could have sent it? Could it actually be our love interest? And she just doesn't want us to go through so much drama? Or maybe it's one of our friends and they're just wanting to stir things up. Or maybe it's one of her students and they're like, you know what, I just want to cause more crap. I guess we'll find out. It's either that or it might be the Terrence, I believe, from music class, trying to give us more crap, trying to put more plate on our plate. So Cameron, I believe is her name, gets the solo, or maybe he just wants it. I don't know. So date with the parents, everybody's like, oh my god, what the hell? You know, that's so wrong. I actually have had more than I care comments, choices, groups, discussions in Discord, things where people are like, no, you really shouldn't have, date some girl, and then her mother or father hooks up with your mother or father. It's on the coots. Well, let's just say for a moment. Let's just say her mom and your mom hook up. Would that be okay with you? How about her dad and your dad hook up? Would that be okay with you? So, that's more of a, well, okay, well, I don't see, especially because you and her, or you and him, are not blood related. I don't see why that's an issue. That thing has been going back a long, long time ago. It's like if I met a really wonderful girl right now and we dated for, months, if not years, and we were, pretty serious, and then all of a sudden just my mom and her dad or whoever falls in love from her family, and I mean, am I supposed to put my relationship on hold and cancel everything and be like, okay, sis, or step sis, how are you doing? No, you don't. That's not how this works, not at least in my mind, and I try and be a very open-minded individual, but there are people who are still very passionate about it, and, you're allowed to have your opinion, and we'll agree just to disagree, but I believe that everything's just fine. That being said, let's move on to Perfect Match. Ineligible Damien. What did you do? So, did he perhaps just act too suspicious? Weren't they on to him? Did they know all that information? For instance, we have got Mark Zuckerberg testifying today about, the fact he royally done screwed up and his company had all that information and so much dirt and so much everything on people. And pretty much, I mean, for me as a person, it upsets me. It really does. To be like, okay, all of my information right now is out there for people, and I've never really, people were like, well, you should really go and, water down that information on your Facebook. That's very hard because you sign into apps and you give permissions and everything. So, with that being said, did this company, that Damien, Eros, went in and he applied, did they have so much dirt on him that they're like, oh, this guy's trying to find a reason that's wrong with our company? Do we have a lot to hide? Will he be able to uncover it? The whole 9 yards. Typically, you're not ineligible. I don't see why you would be, especially with a dating service. Could you imagine going to Plenty of Fish or any of the dating websites and, they're saying you're ineligible because and they won't tell you why. They'll give you some watered down excuse at the very best because they can't really give you a specific reason like your race, your gender, your ideals, because that would be discrimination in and of itself, and their site would, you're talking about lawsuits. So, with that being said, why? Why did they, say no to Damien? I believe we know why. They knew what he was doing, and plus I'm sure they were able to read his mind. I believe that the devices and everything were more, sophisticated than we are led to believe, is about the best way to put it. So, does Hayden have a glitch? Is her programming going awry? Or is it the fact that Hayden may have hurt her head more in the car accident than we were led to believe? Is there a chance? I believe so. Or, you know, she could have a glitch too. That's why I brought it up. So, I mean, she was weird earlier before the Sloan and her date, or you date, where it was, you know, she just, was wonky. You know, your love interest was wonky. It's like, I'll take a coffee and cream and sugar, and she brings you another. For me, it's a she. For, you know, if you've watched my playthroughs, everyone else has a different one. But she was acting wonky, and then here's at the date, and she's acting just kind of herself, but then it just starts falling apart. And then she just collapses on the balcony, and so is it perhaps Aiden has some, you know, like a concussion? Is that what's going on? So I guess we'll find out. We'll find out this next week. The Royal Romance. So we've got this militant group, which we still don't know who or what or why. And, well, I mean, we do have, in essence, why, but I'm sure it goes deeper and thicker than that. So, the question is, and here's a question for you, and I wonder if you have an answer, because I'd have to go all the way back to book 1. Did, in fact, so we went, and so the place where they attacked us, right, and they tried the assassination, isn't that the first place we showed up to, and we walked through the doors, and it was the big, introducing Lady Riley Venti, and that was where it all started? And then the apple orchard was shortly thereafter, right? And it's very interesting how now we're going back through all these things, and are we coinciding, and they're just doing things as in order of book 1? Is that what it is? And also, if you didn't notice, the Camellia and Jiro were originally based in Rules of Engagement, and we hadn't seen them in a while. Well, lo and behold, they're making their appearance now in the Royal Romance, which I think is totally cool and totally awesome. Next, BloodBound. Adrian. Awesome. Love the whole story with him. I love it. Clearly, he misses being a human. Clearly. And, let me take a sip, bro, quick. It's gonna be a long day for my voice. We have a stream upcoming, by the way. Yes, we haven't done a stream in about a month or so. And this is being human. And, again, for me, yeah, the sunlight, you miss it. You miss the warmth of it. You miss the beauty of it. But for me, I've always been a night owl. I love the night sky. I love the moon out. I love that sort of stuff. Well, so if you were to take away the sun from me, and I was to become a vampire, I'd be fine with that. I really am. Because being, one, a vampire just would be awesome as all hell. And two, being able to be a night owl is even just as myself, I crave it. I love it. I love going out at night and just doing things without hardly any people around. It's just awesome. So Jax, you saw on the balcony at the end. BloodBound wasn't too long, it wasn't too short, but it was in the middle. But at least we got to see Jax at the end. Clearly you've seen a picture as we're going through here that keeps popping up. Right there, actually. So, he's the guy with the sword. Is he someone Adrian got to watch over us now that we're not being debriefed? And we're going to be his personal assistant. Is he someone like that? Is he someone who perhaps the council invested in? Because now Adrian, wants to keep their secrets. And he wants us to keep the secrets. And remember, there are enemies out there of the vampires, the council, Adrian, the whole 9 yards. So, is it someone that was hired, by Adrian? Is it someone who, is for the council, Adrian? Or is it in fact a vampire hunter? Are we dealing with Blade 2.0? Well, is he going to be someone that follows us around and tries to off Adrian, or is he a protector of perhaps the city? And he saw us, try and save that woman and be attacked by a feral, and perhaps he's someone who's here to save the day and watch over us, or maybe we have the same ideals, or maybe he thinks we're a vampire hunter ourselves by day or night, or you know, since he saw us with Adrian, who knows? There's a lot of mystery around him that I would love to delve into. And hopefully this upcoming week, there will be some information on him, or some backstory and things like that. Clearly, as you've seen on some of the pictures on here, not all of the people have we run into. So that's going to be interesting, because we haven't ran into a lot of these people. Some of them are still a mystery. Moving on to Endless Summer, we did both Normal Edition and Diamond Edition on the channel, in case you missed that. So, default route is the route in which Normal Edition is. That's Rourke's route. That's him going back and, you know, whatever with the world. As he sees fit, he's trying to make himself into a god. Which he's not. He's a small, delusional idiot. The other one is go and allow the island to stay. You stay with your friends. Or Rourke's way, which is you go with your friends. Hey, cool, but Hardy is erased. The Vanti are no more. The question is, will any of us remember the events? Will we remember Varian? Will Diego lose his love interest? There's a lot to weigh on that choice for Diamond Edition, by the way. It's you if you did the diamonds and Embers of Hope and collected them all. Which it's interesting, because we only get to do the 5 or 6. We didn't get to do all 11, because they were your love interests. Interesting enough, their love interests were kept out of the equation. Didn't matter about your love interests. They didn't matter in the whole scheme of things. Sean, Jake, Quinn, Estella, all of those did not matter. Keep that in mind. They didn't matter. It was Grace, and it was Alistair, and it was Michelle, and it was... So, it's interesting how your love interests were not accountable. They were not held on to. It really sucks. And then finally, the other one is give yourself and merge with Vanu. I feel like this is the It Lives in the Woods kind of alternative, where I believe each and every one of your Embers of Hope that you saw will come to pass, and the timelines that you've seen will merge. Mike will be resurrected. The whole events of what happened don't happen. At least not to their fullest. Lundgren is, of course, back alive as well, and that's why I was so flabbergasted on what happened, is because here we are, Mike's not in the vision. All the other visions are coming true or will come true. And here we've got this one vision with Jake and Mike that is completely off the wall wrong. And that's just weird, right? Because it's a timeline. Remember, if we go with Vanu, all of the timelines merge, and they become one. And we leave the planet. We go and become one with our father or mother, whatever the hell being that pretty much on the same planet or in the same plane of existence. Remember, Hero is there too, which is very interesting. Will Hero meet us? Will he meet Vanu? Is Vanu one of his parents? I don't know. It leaves a lot of question, because it makes me think that when Endless Summer comes to an end, Hero will come back. And they'll also have some things to work with. Maybe that's why we haven't seen Hero in the works, is because if they were to go further, it might tie into Endless Summer. And it might have ruined things. And now that we're, you know, seeing this plane of existence, seeing what's all going on, now we're like, oh, hey, it's Hero. Very interesting. Remember, Rourke was mentioned in Hero, and you know, they were competing against one another. So, I feel like, basically with the 3 choices, I feel like someone watched Matrix too much. I really do. I feel like the Rourke is the construct, and it may not appear that way to other people. People are like, well, no, Vanu is not really the construct. He's like, come with me, or pick Rourke, or pick the other way. You're allowed options, versus the construct is Rourke's way or the only way. Remember, that is the way right now for normal edition. That you are going to go with Rourke, allow him to do his thing, and we'll see how the world turns out. So that's going to be interesting, because the Diamond Edition, I'm definitely going to replay that. I'm definitely going to probably pick all 3 versions and see which one's the best way, because that's going to be the finale, I believe. I think that's it, folks. That's all she wrote. So I'm looking to do all 3 versions on the Diamond Edition and see how that works. But like I said, I believe someone watched too much Matrix. And yes, right there. That'll be the stream later today. Overwatch Retribution. PvE storyline event going on in the game. And now finally to Junior. I feel like, 1, I was very disappointed by the spoilers. Like I showed you at the end of the video. The allowing to scroll to Chapter 2, scrolling to Chapter 3. Thank you, Pixelberry. Could you imagine if Walking Dead did that? Could you imagine if Dragon Ball Super did that? Could you imagine if some of these favorite shows that you and I love just were like, hey, next week, Negan dies. Oh, what the... What? Like, you'd be pissed. Or Daryl dies. Or, like, I'm sitting there going, okay. And people were like, no, because I did my weekly recap last week, and everyone's like, no. No, man, did you hear Chapter 2? And I'm like, wait, where? Wow, what? How? And I'm like, we don't even have access to Chapter 1 yet. And they're like, no, did you see? Like, go check out Junior, and we'll, look, just scroll right. And I'm like, son of a... Like, don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly fine with our love interest being fine. I'm also not happy with the fact they spoiled Tyler and Abby. I'm not, in fact, everything's like, hey, everything's okay. And the fact that the car, quote-unquote, sped away after... Did you see the picture? Slamming the front of it. I mean, I've seen cars that did that, and their engines are running okay. They're able to drive away at a meh pace. There is no sped away. There is no speed away. I'm sorry. Which was very interesting to me. So, I feel like Choices also is... They heard of Fortnite and PUBG going on mobile and making $2 million like a day or a week, or I forget which one it was. And they're like, oh, quick guys, think of some ideas for Junior to generate more money, because we're going to lose our top grossing spot. Hashtag you already did. And so, like, I'm sitting here going, okay, so now we've got pictures and we're going to be decorating your room, and it's like... We're gonna try and milk Junior for as much money as possible, because Senior's next, and then, uh-oh, we don't know what to do, so we better milk this for all it's worth. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like the Sororifrat. it's Sororifratty, or whatever the hell. I'm just gonna call it frat sorority, okay? So, it just seems suspicious. I mean, yes, there's people, I mean, think about it. There are people all the time who go make a GoFundMe, and for someone else, and they're like, you know, I'm trying to help my buddy, my mother, my brother, you know, someone, out, you know, hey, you know, this just happened, and they raise money that way. And that's cool. That's cool. But these are people who had no tie, they didn't even know who Tyler was, they didn't even know who Abby. And you can't tell me that someone you don't even know is just, wow, I heard about the events, and that really sucks, dude. I know you don't really know me, but, I mean, unless there's an ulterior motive, like they just want to get more, you know, people under their frat sorority, or, you know, something of that means. There has to be, that's human nature, I hate to break it this to you, is there, most people want something. Either a clean conscience, either, you know, something out of it. So the question is what? What do these folks want? Can they truly be that nice? Or does the feelings that you and I share of suspiciousness is it going to be conveyed and confirmed here soon? And yes, the new guy is a love interest if you're single. Everyone's gonna be like, I'm restarting the book. Which, yeah, I can't. Yeah, notice how they locked you in, folks? They locked in with your love interest. They did sure as hell didn't give me an option to change. Which I would want to change anyway. But what I'm saying is I don't think you're gonna be able to change. You're gonna have to probably go all the way back to where they give you an option to sophomore, play all the way through. You see how they're doing that? Yeah, you enjoy that? Yeah, good job, Choices. I'm wondering if they'll change that here in the future. You know, at the beginning of Junior, they'll say, well, who was in the car with Tyler and Abby? And that'll be your love interest. And it'll be like, no one, or Zig, or a banana. I don't know. And finally, will Sebastian, who's Tyler's BFF, know who, or have clues, or be, you know, doing his own little thing to track down who hurt Tyler, Abby, and your love interest? Will he have some information? Because we went to say, hey, I'm going to tell him, and he's like, no, come alone, damn it, don't you do it, or I won't tell you at all. So with that being said, also, head over, I do have, for those of you who think I only do choices, which I hope not, I do a lot of other content. We've done Tamagotchi Forever. My Tamagotchi, by the way, excuse me. Ooh. My Tamagotchi wants to grow again. I guess we'll have to see here soon what it's going to be. If it's one of the former forms we've had, I'm not going to even touch it. Not going to do a video about it. But, we've done that. We've done chapters. Remember, every week on Thursdays, I work my ass off to do chapters. And yes, like they're right there. Patreon if you want to support my content and my work. And then stay tuned for that. The stream will be coming up here very, very soon. That will be coming out here soon. Telltale Games, I believe, said at the end of 2018 this year, that will be coming out. I'm working on that. As soon as that comes out, we're going to be jumping on that. Dopey cat! Detroit Becomes Human releases in May. Dragon Ball FighterZ Z, we did some streams on that. I plan to do some more here soon, especially with the new content they released here. Also, like I said, Detroit Becomes Human is May. I gotta get a game capture card so I can stream from my PlayStation to my computer to either YouTube or Twitch. Which, yes, we're trying to diversify. Go to Twitch. I'll put a link down in the description below for if you do have a Twitch account or want to follow me on Twitch. I will probably be doing about an hour and a half on YouTube stream later today for the Overwatch event. And then I will probably, depending on how I feel or whatever's going on later tonight, I'll probably hop over to Twitch for a little stream too, because I'm trying to diversify and multi-platform and do things like that. And it's very hard to do because you go over to Twitch and it's like, oh, you have no one over there whatsoever. And, you know, you go on YouTube and it's like, okay, you know, you have your people. So if you have a Twitch account, go over. I'll link it down in the comment section below. I'll pin it actually. And follow me. That'd be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, what all did you agree, disagree, or maybe I missed something in my weekly recap and you have some questions? You can either ask them here or ask them in the stream. And head down description below, links to social media or Discord, and a few links to support me, such as like the Patreon, the GoFundMe, etc. And without further ado, if you're not able to open your wallet, actually I have a rule or a thing I uploaded to our Discord where that's fine. Thank you for watching. Please share with your friends, your family, the channel, the content. You know, let people know of the work that we've all, and I give it all credit to you folks. I wouldn't be shit without you folks. That we all do with this community. I take care of the trolls, especially that Legion guy that some of you have probably undoubtedly seen. If not, hey, head to Discord so you can peek in our Air Brain Not Found little forum to see what all's going on. He's even created a fake Twitter account. He's cute. He's really cute. I don't know why. But he's, you know, it's funny, a couple months ago, I got accused of being racist because of Sean's voice and a couple others. So they're like, no, it's too southern. And now it's not, I'm not racist enough, apparently, with this guy who's coming out of nowhere. And he's like, how dare you? You know, down with this, down with this. Now he's impersonating me, which is all cute as hell. So yeah, we're trying to get him taken down. We're trying to get YouTube took care of him on that end, at least for now. Twitter, we're trying to get him to have taken down on there because that actually, for if you're watching Little Troll, that is actually a legally actionable offense. And for doing defamation on a brand as well as a person, well, I mean, who knows? I may see you in court, buddy. With that being said, without further ado, I thank you all for watching. Don't be the legend. Don't be a piece of crap. Be kind to one another. And, until next time, stay well, stay awesome. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.